Hey everybody, it's Bust, continuing our playthrough of the Path of Champions. Today, we're going to be taking on the 2.5-star quest, the Glorious Executioner, doing battle up against Draven with our 1-star Teemo. So if you're not familiar with Draven, he says, at round start, you give the foe's strongest unit +2 attack and overwhelm for this round. In terms of our Teemo, he only has the 1-star, so when allies attack, we put 5 puff caps on random cards in the opposing deck. We've got our Teemo up to level 14. The important thing there is we have the rare and the common relic option now, and the relics are what we really count on carrying our Teemo. And so we carry off this big combo to where Teemo has Scout plus round end recall. This lets us get in a flipped Teemo attack on the first turn of the game. And then we're also using the Lost Chapter. This allows us to get a bonus 2 mana every time we play Teemo. So the idea that we typically have with our decks is we'll play Teemo on turn 1, get that attack in, get him flipped. He'll return back to our hand. Then on turn 2, we can cast a spell with that 3 mana. And then look to play Teemo again, get 3 mana back, and then look to either cast some more spells or to really take advantage of this the best we can. That's the big cycle that we're looking to pull off with our Teemo, are these scout attacks along with the Lost Chapter. So that's who we'll be doing battle with today. Let's head on in, see if we can't get a click on this Draven. There it is. It only took me 2 that time. That's pretty good. The hardest part of the event. Getting the click. And we got Lee Sin in the middle, Draven in the end. Let's see how it goes. Alright, so any interesting powers? Round Start Rally. This is a fantastically powerful one, especially so here with Teemo. The problem we have with Teemo are the units are just terrible at combat, right? There's not really any combat stat heavy units, and so a lot of our games devolve into us just attacking and killing our opponents faster than they can kill us. So we take a lot of chip damage along the way. The problem here against Draven is he's really good at getting that chip damage in, since he's guaranteed to have the big overwhelm unit every round. So if we have the round start rally, that's always good. This is kind of one of the top tier powers anyways, but if we can attack with Teemo twice every turn of the game, then we can hopefully crush before our opponent overwhelms our board. Very excited for domination. Alrighty, on to battle. Game start, the foe summons a Nox Crya Arena. Now, I'm not entirely certain how these round end things work. We talked about this quite a bit on one of our weekly quests with Teemo, and we kind of failed with it a bit. I thought that the active player, that's the player that starts the turn with the attack token, their round end stuff happens first, and then the opposing player's round end stuff happens next. We were running into some problems with the Nox Crya Arena like Nexus ability, Nexus power, and I just worry about what's going to happen to our Teemo in this sense. Right, if he's doing battle with the Nox Crya Arena, ideally he would return back to our hand before the arena strike happens. But let's see. I kept the second Teemo in hand just in case. The opponent started with the token that turn, and then the arena didn't activate. It's very strange to me. Alright, Sump Fumes was a great draw. It means we can spend all of that spell mana, play Teemo, get all that spell mana back. Now that I'm a little bit safer since opponent doesn't have anything on the board, let's go ahead and load up the other Teemo Mushroom Clouds into the opposing deck. And then if he follows up with something, if he follows up with a unit that could potentially strike our Teemo, we have the stress defense ready for protection. Puff caps. Got him. Up to 170 in there. Not bad. Got him for 5. Let's do this. Let's play the stress defense and then drop the puff cap pup. So if we do end up having to block the Trifarian, I don't really care if the puff cap pup dies. And then we can follow up with Teemo to get these Nexus strikes in. More mushrooms. Load them up. What are we going to be up to, like 700 or so? Right around there. And remember, attack with your pups to the left of Teemo, so you get the 3 puff caps in, and then those puff caps double. Oh, 696. Nice. Nice. What you taking? 15? Not bad, not bad. All right, Teemo, on to the next battle. Okay, so do we want any of this stuff? The stress defense is fine, right? This is going to be a nice defensive option for us. And attaching the draw 1 to us gives us something to do with all that extra Teemo mana. So I'm on board with that. Into the champions. Who is this? Kayn? What's that? Dark. I'm not used to Kayn's start. The Darkened Lodestone along with the Keeper of the Box. Not that great. Like the Darkened Lodestone, we're probably not going to have a unit that can just sit around and have that attached to it, but I am slightly interested in the Kayn with the Time Watch that just reduces his cost turn after turn. Otherwise, these Freylord cards with Tryndamere are too slow. You can always go for Ezreal, but this is a fairly weak Ezreal. I'm just looking for like a good removal spell, which we don't even really need now that we have the stress defense, but like a good removal spell and then just cheap dudes, and none of these really fit the bill with that. So let's take a reroll. The Jinx pile's okay. The Vladimir pile, not spectacular, but we could make it work. And then down here with Jace, he's kind of interesting in that the Shock Blasts are fairly easy to cast for us, but he doesn't excite me to the maximum amount. I'm just going to come in and pick up this Jinx. She's got, not a somewhat relevant flash bomb thing attached to her. I'm mainly just interested in the Urchin and the Get Excited, but let's go Jinx here. Okay, so now we have the Arena Mecha Caster. You could look this up. I think this lets you buy Mecha Yordles with items. There's a champion item chest or the gold chest, and we definitely want the champion item chest, right? Everything about our deck is centered and counting on Teemo, and so adding in more copies of Teemo is going to be great, even if the items aren't that good. And so we either do battle with Kato or against the River Shaper, and we'll go battle the River Shaper. I'm not worried about playing against these denies, but the overwhelms coming out of Kato can cause some problems. All right, no Teemo, no keep. Get that out of here. Didn't find him here either, but we got some cycle, some dudes to get on the board. See you, Jinx. It's too expensive. She wasn't ready to go, but I'm ready to pick up Teemo's some cheaper dudes. Oh, got Ramp Bro over here. So it's a big old River Shaper. We'll let him draw the spells. It's okay. I just want to load up his deck with damage. And a Jeweled Protector. It's fine. We have a couple options for the round. I think I'm just going to drop the Peddler and try and trade it into the River Shaper. It's not the strongest of turns for us, but we do get to prevent the most damage this way. Where you at, Teemo? You're so pivotal. This is exactly why we ran to the chest. The Ava Achiever does help, but it's not super strong. I need my cards to be super strong. Oh, he's doing stuff now. Big time ramp. Caught in the cold. Okay. It's a bit unfortunate. Let's go ahead and drop a stress defense. I think we can probably just take the 3 from the Cloud Drinker. Keep the Peddler on board. We're not falling super low, but we need to get something going. You're not Teemo. How many times do we have to say it? we gotta find him. Gotta find him. Mina? Oh, that's gross. We are definitely hurting now. What an insane tempo play. All right. Tried our hardest to find him, and it just did not happen. Where are you at? Let's start with the stress defense. We at least get to draw a card off of it. Get a little bit of knowledge on what's about to happen. It's not looking great. Can't block his elusive here. We have to block his Jeweled Protector.
Water changes but never breaks.
Oh, this is brutal. It's like we're not even anywhere close to winning this game. Nowhere close. We're gonna have to hope we get a good revive. Ooh, we did a puff cap damage though. Ooh, 1 puff cap damage. That's not Teemo. All right. Hopefully the revive carries us strong. But this is exactly why we went towards the item chest. We gotta get these additional Teemos in our deck just to maximize our chances of drawing him. All right, let's fight. No Teemos. Y'all know what we're doing. We're digging. We're looking hard, looking strong. Not here again. Sad day. I can't exactly remember the health of their units that we care about. We can get rid of the sump fumes, but need to handle the discards.
Rivers shape the land and give it life. You're in over your head.
All right, well, we at least have a decent attack back with the Puff Cap Pup. I'm not sure how opponent handles this, but this is the best looking thing we've had happen in any of these games. Oh, that is painful. Jinx, this is just not it. Not it in the least.
Water changes but never breaks.
All right, what do we want out of these? Probably just the Peacemaker. It's a little, I guess, more expensive than Drop the Bomb, but none of this stuff is actually gonna kill any units here. So let's pick up the Peacemaker. Not a Teemo. I don't know if you all are picking up on the themes of importance here, but a couple of important themes happening with this deck, and it's basically draw Teemo. Come in for that. I'm not as excited about it. What if we come in back like this? We try and take down... Ooh, he's going to have the deny, though. Oh, I think we're kind of stuck. This at least makes it like last turn as well, to where we can still get a decent attack with the Puff Cap Pup. Maybe he blocks like a dum-dum and we get some extra bonus out of it, but... It's like, I guess Jinx does the same thing, but It's like his units are all so big that I worry if adding Jinx, he's gonna stop us from attacking completely.
Currents pull them down.
Alright. Steel Tempest is fine. Brutal. This is brutal. When does Flink Jinx put the traps in? It's just when she comes into play, not on attack. I was hoping that we could at least maybe get something going with the Ava Achiever and the Jinx flashbang traps. There's only 2 of them. It's not that impressive. We hit him though. Oh, those were just puff caps. No. It's just no. So let's see. What are we discarding here? I think we want to get rid of the 2 spells. So we'll get excited, discard Peacemaker. Get excited, discard Sump Fumes. I did stop and check just to make sure we couldn't actually lethal with these get exciteds. We can't. So. All right. Opponent's starting to block and stuff. Oh man, we might have actually gotten out of this one. Not nearly as brutal this time as the last one, but it's a disaster not drawing Teemo. Oh, there you go. There you show up on the last turn. Just completely irrelevant. Stupid Yordle. Okay. Let's hope we improve here. So what do we got? What do we got? I'm leaning towards just this quick attack challenging Academy Prodigy. I don't want 4 mana Eager Apprentices, and we don't really have the discard stuff for survival skills. So welcome to the club. Pick up these Teemos. Here, I'm not entirely certain what we're worried about with Teemo, but I think I'd rather have the Spell Shield than the +1/+1. He's like never getting in combat. You're typically just looking for ways to make sure he doesn't die to Mystic Shots. And so starting with the Spell Shield will let us do that multiple times. On to this next set. So what do we have? A spell chest and a shop? Or an epic item chest? We want the epic items, but what are these battles? Round start. Give the foe's strongest unit 1/1 this round for each card in the player's hand. That's going to be pretty good against us. We cannot empty our hand out quickly. And then this is when you play a spell, you get a Dragonling, right? When the foe plays their first spell, get a Dragonling. Okay. Cool. We have to worry about those bonus attacks working in with the Nexus ability, but we're going to have to face something big either way. All right, we got the Teemo. If we can get a cheap burn spell, I'll feel a little bit better. Stress defense should do what we need. All right, not a bad start. So the kind of ideal thing here now is on the next turn, we should be able to, stress defense whatever their play is, and then play another Teemo and start crushing, right? Like if he doesn't get to deal much damage here, then we get 2 Teemo hits this turn, 2 Teemo hits next turn. Should be in a pretty decent space in terms of closing out the game. All right, so he gets the 1 hit in there. Alrighty, I think we're good with this one. What you got, dude? 150 puff caps or so? $146, not bad. Ah, man, we got a spell shield. Not worried about that. Get those concussive palms out of here. Excellent.
Even at war, you remain so calm.
Would panicking help, brother?
Hey, where'd you get us? Up to 600? 594. Looks good to me. Alright, I was digging for just another removal spell. Didn't find one, but should most assuredly be dead in this combat. Or dead on this draw. 22? Perfect. Whew. Alright, got out of that one. Let's see, anything useful here? Proximity puff caps with Invoke is kind of cute, but none of this really adds to any of our deck's strengths. I mean, I don't really want any more of these just bad removal spells. Let's take a reroll. We can spend one. The Zonite Urchin with the planting puff caps is perfect. Perfect. Not opposed to that guy that would have some heal, but I want this this Urchin. It's very good. Now for this last one, I mean, +4 damage onto the Sump Fumes is pretty good, making it do a base 6. And so that would give us like 2 real spells. It'll kill pretty much anything, right? And so I think that's okay. Last Breath Rally on the Challenger unit is kind of interesting as well, but I feel a little bit better just taking the Sump Fumes, giving us a bit of a safety net. Now here, again, I'm not sure how Purchase Healing works, but since we don't have any revives, let's just go for the big one. And then up against Lee Sin. So when the foe's units attack, they create 2 resonating strikes in hand. They cost 0. So they get +4 attack on every attack. Okay, no Teemo. Take that hard mulligan. There he is. It's like it feels free. It's like we're basically here to see if we draw Teemo or not. Alright, I don't think I care about Eye of the Dragon. We can kill it with the Sump Fumes, but he's got better units. He's got things like Lee Sin that we would prefer to kill next turn. And if we can kill Lee Sin before he gets into combat, he shouldn't be able to give him Barrier. Right, he's only got the 1 mana here. Alright, so Teemo comes back. Opponent plays Lee Sin. And we say, nah, bro. Nah, get that out of here.
Force is meaningless without skill.
A pleasure to see you, Master. I am prepared.
All right. It's even scary. He didn't play the Resonating Strikes for whatever reason, but you can see where, you know, we certainly needed to be healing here just to, if he domed us for 7 while we were at 8, don't really have room for mistakes after that. Distress defense. Cool. Alright, so Teemo's doing his thing. I feel pretty safe now. Opponent gonna have to do a lot of work to get a kill. We have a stress defense in case something else goes wrong with Lee Sin. I think we should be pretty well set to take this one down. Let's be greedy. Nothing wrong with being a little greedy, right? Let's spend that mana, get it right back with the Teemo. Wanted to see if we couldn't assemble a good attack for the Zonite Urchin. I guess if we really wanted to attack with the Urchin, we should have stressed defense it, but not a huge chance it's actually going to hit the board. Alright, opponents at 13. They currently have 600 puff caps in their 30 cards. If we don't get them with the puff caps, then we can hopefully just get them with the Get Excited. 20. Perfect. Alright. Lee Sin dispatched. All right, definitely taking the Teemos, and I'll go with the Giant's Belt here. Again, we're mainly just worried about this Teemo getting killed, and the Giant's Belt. If they have a spell or two, we get a little bit of protection. Now, it is good having these Philosopher's Stones on Teemo, since we get to play him every turn of the game, but I'm just worried about his survivability at the moment. All right, same deal. Flexible game plan's fine. Just maximize our chances of getting that turn 1 Teemo. Game start draw 2 will help us there. Here, looking, same deal. We got this champion item chest to the right. I don't think this is a terrible one for us. Minotaur Reckoner. Deal 4 to the player's stunned units. He should have a tough time stunning anything that's relevant. Like, Teemo has the spell shield, so he should be able to eat something. Then he's just going to return back to hand and not take the damage from it. So, I think it's okay. There we go. We got 10 draws at Teemo now. It's a little bit easier to do. I'm curious at what point the mathematics work better to where cutting a card is better than adding in more copies. Right? So if we get to take 2 copies of a card out of our deck, is that better than adding in 1 copy? Not entirely certain how the mathematics work there. All right, Teemo getting it done. We could have played this other Teemo, I guess, but it just feels a little bit dangerous. Putting in 5 puff caps doesn't feel like a lot, as to where our Teemo dying feels like a disaster. No play? That's a little suspicious. Alright, we'll make the scout attack, then we'll play the urchin. Get another attack in. Just discard the Ava Achiever. The game's definitely not going to turn 5. I think you're about to get reckoned, Minotaur. Right, it is opponent's attack token here, so we're kind of at risk of losing Teemo. Let's just add in an urchin, cycle out a card. Maybe we'll pick up a spell. If we pick up a spell, that would be great. Just sure. What more are you able to say about that turn? You'd say sure. We're definitely good now. Drop that mushroom cloud. All right. Good job, friend. How many are you going to take? 27. Feeling it. Calling my shot. 27. 20. Close. It was in the close to the range, right? Over 20. All right, something here. Ava Achievers reducing cost sounds good. We're never going to get these like good flame spitters onto Teemo because he's going to return back to hand. And so if we're stuck with the Achiever, let's at least make it potentially playable. Here, do not pick Nab on Teemo. Okay, here's my tip of the day. You do not want to draw cards out of your opposing deck. And so I'll pick this when I'm summoned, create a fleeting copy of me in hand. I'm not really excited about it, but it does give us some puff cap ramping. Okay, the power. Give your weakest ally 3/3 is not terrible. The rest of these cards, not really exciting. The Poro Cannon, kind of okay, but we'd rather be spending our mana on Teemo. I do like 1 copy of Calling Strike here, just to let us draw it at the beginning of the game. So I'm going to take that one. What's this? Summon an exact copy of an ally. It's ephemeral, draw 1. Can you go infinite on this with Teemo? So if we have Teemo on board and we summon a copy... Oh, well, we don't get infinite copies of Shimmering Mirage, but I think that works with Teemo, right? Summon a copy of an ally. And then we just get the 3 mana right back, I think. I've been wrong before, but I think. Alright, there's nowhere else to spend the mana. We're not going to have money for powers, so let's spend a reroll up top. Jury Rig is cute with Manifest, but don't want it. Alright, there's the Purify as well, but I don't think we need any of that. Okay. So I'm actually going to go towards the Rekindler. We're very close to the end here. We don't need to add anything else to our deck, and so picking up a Revive might be what makes or breaks us if we have one of these games to where we don't draw Teemo. So the first time the foe attacks, each round the foe's strongest attacking unit gets survival skills. Okay. Not worried about that. Good looking start right there. All right, man, it's nice drawing our singleton calling strike. Oh boy, hang on, just got catted. But oh man, is he gonna just get us? Right? If we play Teemo, and then the Glory Seeker gets a hook, we can't actually kill it. We could just take 5, I guess. Let's pass and see if he attacks.
I'll cut them apart.
Right, so now we Teemo. Got that extra copy in hand. We'll go ahead and play it. I guess we could have played Teemo and stress defense there. I didn't put that one on my radar, but I also got this stress defense calling strike combo if we ever need it. It's pretty cool. Very nice one of to add to the deck. Well, I like it a lot. Like it too. We got a kitty. One moment, everybody. It says, "What up, internet?" Doesn't like to be picked up like that. It's okay. Get her some head scratches here real quick. So let's see, what are we going to do first? We got an urchin. Let's do this. Just go ahead and kill the thing, get all the mana back. We'll add in our Teemo. Where you at? We can just start putting the ephemeral copies in our opponent's deck if we want. Like I'm not needing to calling strike this this Legion Saboteur, so let's drop all the mushroom clouds. Let's take them up to about 200 puff caps, and then we can just stress defense next turn if we need to. This cat smells like cat litter. It's usually like the opposite problem with her. She has a problem with butt stink. You know, she's from the streets, and so she never really learned how to clean her butt good. But just like, oh no, you basically just went and took a shit, and now you're wiping your butt on me. Is what's essentially happening right now, huh? That's essentially what we're doing here, kitty cat. Yeah. Alright, but here our Teemo's fine. We'll take 2 points of damage. That's all well and good. Go ahead and drop a Mushroom Cloud, because that's the fun way to play the game. Get the Teemo attacks in. And hopefully with our... What are we at? 466 with our 900 puff caps. We'll just die on the draw. Exponentials, man. All those double-ins do quite a bit. $36. Good stuff. GG. So the thing I'm kind of worried about now, I don't remember if the revives actually cost money or not. And so kind of awkward if it costs money and we don't have it. But here, I'm going to take the time trick again. It's another one that's going to start in our opener, so we can play it for free, hopefully. Here, let's buy a second chance. Sure. Onto the healer. I don't think we need to heal at this point. It's like we're either going to draw Teemo and win or not draw him and lose, and so let's just cut the cards out of our deck at this point. It's like, with that in mind, you could look to just say, like, okay, let's cut out the Ava Achiever, because this is what has the most copies in our deck, and I think I'm actually on board with that to a degree, but I think there's only one more copy of Ava Achiever than there is of Chumpwump, and so I'm going to cut the Chumpwump out here. The Ava Achiever probably not going to come down on board, but no, it's got a shot. So at the round end, the foe summons a Draven if he isn't in play, and then when Draven attacks, you give him +1 attack and double attack. Then also his spinning axes draw cards. It's not the worst world to live in for old Draven. All right, no Teemos. Mulligan all of that away. No Teemos. Scary days. Scary times in our future. There he is. Okay. The times are no longer scary. It is awkward that we can't actually, like, calling strike any of this stuff. But I'll Sump Fumes the Battlecaster. It's just, like, not exciting to kill Dravens. I'd rather, if it comes down to it, we don't have stress defense right now, but if we can stress defense Draven and then kill all of his other stuff, then I think that'll be the safest way to sequence off our spells. But I'm feeling pretty good. We drew our Teemo. That's all one can ask for. Yeah, you can see the elixir of skill on his spinning axes, letting him draw a card. Very powerful.
Nothing like the great outdoors.
All right, well, we might just be playing Get Excited onto Draven here. Guess we can add in one more unit. It's not going to do a lot.
The sub got me good. That didn't do nothing.
Give the board one of these. Hope he doesn't have survival skills to to protect his Draven with. All right, cool. I think we should win the game from here. The downside is we don't get to play Teemo and Ava Achiever next turn to get that maximum puff cap doubleage. So the numbers aren't as huge as I would love for them to be. All right, welcome back, Draven.
Another day in the field.
How many's he got in here? 124? That puts an extra 20 in there, right? Is that how that works? 5 doubles to 10, 10 doubles to 20? I think it works like that. I'm not known for my mathematical prowess, but it would make sense to me if that's how it would work, and if you told me I was wrong, I'd just outright believe you. What do we got here? We've got him up to 552 puff caps. Maybe we'll get him here. It should be enough. $21 into 18. GG. Good job, Teemo. And so, yeah, I think that showcased it well. The problems, the strengths, and the weaknesses of the Teemo deck. I'm fine enough with this strategy that we take to where we play Gale Force and Lost Chapters onto Teemo, but the rest of the deck is so bad, right? It's not just that it's bad in terms of combat, but it's like your units are so expensive. You have 2 separate 4-cost units. You have a 5-cost unit, and then your removal isn't good either in Sump Fumes. And so it's like your deck realistically has 2 good cards in it, and Teemo and the Puff Cat Pup. And I guess I should say stress defense as well. Stress defense is kind of critical, but the rest of these cards are real garbo. So I think, as we continue on through this playthrough, we might run into some of these same issues to where we're going to have some real high rolly decks to where if we draw Teemo, we're good, and if we don't draw him, we lose. And I don't know if there's a real good answer to that to pick up a little bit of consistency. But, things are just going to get worse, right? If we're up against the Aurelian Soul round, we're just never going to play a lecturing Yordle. And so, a lot of the Teemo is in kind of maximizing your chances of picking him up. And then when you do draw him, making sure that you're getting maximum value out of him. Excuse me. But nonetheless, that is going to do it for us today. So hope everyone enjoyed the video. Hope you maybe learned a thing or two along the way and had a good time watching. This is Bust, and we thank you for being here.